Welcome to the Brewery Adventure. I'm Courtney.
And I'm Dan. We're here to dive into the world of your local brewery.
It's not just about the beer, it's about the vibe, the people, and the stories behind every tap room.
From small neighborhood spots to big bustling brew houses, we'll bring you along for the ride.
So grab a pint and join us on the Brewery Adventure. Cheers! Okay, that was the bonk of beers was a little lacking.
The bonk of beers. Sounds like
the beer
something that happens on the D train on the subway in New York City after 11 p.m.
I think I hit too low. It was a very low thud.
That's right. But we nailed the open.
We did. Yeah. We're on a roll, Dan.
We are.
Two episodes in a row.
If we hit a third, we'll be on fire, like the old Super Nintendo NBA Jam when you hit three shots in a row and you're in fuego. Yeah.
I loved that game.
Speaking of in fuego, let's talk about, we're recording at Arbeiter Brewing. It's a Saturday, the day of the No Kings protest. And
yeah.
We were going to go to Venn.
Yes.
You beat me there, and you said it was like nuts to butts in there, no line for tables and everything.
The light rail came in right before I got there, and a pile of people came off the light rail carrying their signs, and they all went into Venn.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing makes you thirsty like protesting the fact that things need to change. But your first drink when we got here was the Gochu Stout.
My warm-up drink?
Your warm-up drink.
Yeah.
To get the vocal cords ready. And now I'm drinking it on nitro. The Gochu Stout, it's like a Korean stout with gochujang kind of pepper spice.
Yeah.
In with the stout. It's so good. It's a great beer for today. I feel like last night I hung out with some friends and then walked out to my car. And from the time I got there to the time I left, there was a definite chill in the air. So I feel like fall has arrived. It's Saturday, October 18th. This is the beer I want to be drinking right now. A dark beer. This especially has a great spice dryness to it. There's a little bit of sweetness from like the chocolatey notes in the stout, but this is such a good seasonal that they do here at Arbeiter. So.
It's not too much spice. It's just the right amount, so you know it's there, but it's not overpowering. Yeah. It's not the big thing in it. It's just
very good.
A little kick.
Now you're drinking what looks like a glass of orange juice.
I mean, my second beer, I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm going to be double fisting it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But my next one is going to be Native Land, which is one of their hazies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take a sip.
Yeah,
I'm cheating.
Go for it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got some flavor I've been lacking the last couple days.
Ooh, it smells like I'm trying to like. Are there Sabro hops in this? Do you know? Did it say?
Did you just ask me that with a straight face?
Yeah. Well, okay. I will consult my barkeep.
Can you yell up to the bar and ask them that?
That's very tropical and easy. Ooh, now I'm getting it was like navel orange flesh and like mango in the initial, and now I'm getting like tangerine peel.
It goes through a rotation of flavors in there. It's nice.
I always forget this place brews absolutely wonderful hazy IPAs because I always go with their lagers. The first beer, my warm-up beer was the Tokki Korean rice lager.
That one's good too.
And that went down very quickly. I always find the first beer of the day always goes
real fast.
Real fast.
Yeah. So this, the Native Land, is a collaboration with Bow and Arrow Brewing in Albuquerque.
Oh, sure. Albuquerque, New Mexico is on my short list of beer trips to take.
It's listed on the website as Albuquerque MN. Maybe they've got, is there an Albuquerque in Minnesota?
No.
That doesn't seem right.
No.
I think they just have their letters flipped around.
Yeah, that happens. Sometimes you get so excited when you're typing.
I would be excited if I was typing it.
It's like that old saying, I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy.
Yep, okay.
And we're back.
This is how we're starting things out today.
That's wisdom. I believe that was Lao Tzu in his Art of War. That was chapter 3. How to distract the enemy with a joke.
Distracted. Definitely distracted. Dan, we are here today to talk about a big event that we went to last weekend.
The Autumn Brew Review. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a week ago.
It feels a lot longer right now, and I feel like I also got the sads after it, just like what happened with All Pints.
Yeah. I felt this year's Autumn Brew Review was probably the best weather for a beer festival that I've had.
It was gorgeous.
In the last 5 years. It was beautiful, sunny, not too hot, not too cold. It hadn't rained the night before, so it wasn't like a muddy slop fest. It was just perfect.
This was my first one, and I heard many people talking about last year being incredibly muddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that just makes it, it's bad enough if you're tasting beer all day to try to stand when we gotta try to navigate a mudslide, it's a little different. But yeah, the Autumn Brew Review was at Boom Island Park last Saturday, put on by the Minnesota Craft Brewers Guild. We should thank them for giving us some press passes. That was really fun. Always nice to go and help them promote their amazing festivals. But yeah, it was kind of a perfect day.
It was gorgeous, and it's right. That park is right on the river. You've got the skyline of Minneapolis behind you. It was picturesque.
It was very picturesque and picturesque if you're into drinking beer.
I see what you did there.
Hey-o.
It's going to be one of those days, Dan. Normally we get squirrely like this toward the end of the episode.
we're squirrely. Yeah, it's gonna be a good show. Well, ABR, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but
we can talk about it again.
ABR 2010 was the first beer festival I ever went to. Ever. And it blew my mind because at that point I was very new to craft beer, and there wasn't a craft beer scene in Minnesota like there is now with tap rooms and Ninja Turtles.
Oh my gosh, there was a Ninja Turtle.
Spandex. We're going to go to commercial now, and when I come back, we're going to interview Michelangelo. Yeah, it just wasn't. The craft beer scene in Minnesota was a lot smaller. There wasn't the taproom culture. It was a lot of regional brands. I can't remember exactly what year that the Minnesota Craft Brewers Guild changed to making it solely Minnesota breweries, with the exception of if they do collaborations. Back in the day, it was, Bell's, Rogue, Odell, Stone, all those regional brands that were distributed here. Alaskan Brewing, and every year you'd see more and more local Minnesota breweries, and that was kind of fun. But somebody offered me a VIP ticket, and I'm like, for what? They're like, it's a beer festival. You like beer? I'm like, okay, what does this entail? What am I getting myself into? And they give you just, if you're listening and you've not been to a beer festival, you get like a 4 or 5 ounce tasting glass.
Yeah.
And you go around, get samples. You get about 2 ounces a pour.
Sometimes you're getting more.
Here's the problem. It's not a problem. I strike that from the record. It's not a problem. It's a great thing because once you get to know the brewers, they don't just give you the 2 ounces. They just fill her up and sometimes you get 4 ounces. But you go around and sample, and it's unlimited pours from when it starts until it finishes, and then call it a day. And
you get to try a lot of things.
Yeah, and what I like about the Minnesota Craft Brewers Guild festivals is a lot of the breweries do bring some special stuff.
Yes.
I mean, there were a lot of breweries pouring out of cans and stuff, and I'm like, well, I don't love that because it's supposed to be like a special festival.
Yeah.
I would love to see every brewery at least bring a couple. If you're pouring 4 beers, I'd like to see 3 of those beers be out of a keg or some special thing.
Yeah.
And not just your core brands out of cans, because that's really boring. I can go to the liquor store. That's not why I'm at a beer festival. So I think, and it used to be like that. I'd like to see it get back to that. But it's a great way, if you like beer, to get around and try a bunch of different beers. And if you've not had beer before, or you're not sure what you like, it's a very, when you think of the cost, it's a pretty low entry point as far as a investment to go around and see what you want. And what I always tell people is just because they give you 2 ounces doesn't mean you need to drink it all.
If you don't
if you take a sip, you can just take a few steps away from the tent and pour it out discreetly. This year I know they had a lot of THC. They had some THC seltzers. Mm-hmm. They had a lot of non-alcoholic beers, which is nice because not everybody is into beer or beer with alcohol in it. And so I think they're really trying to be more inclusive with who can come and enjoy a beer festival. And so I thought it was fun. So as your first, you're really ticking off all the
this
Minnesota
been a big year, Dan.
beer things. So you did your first all pints.
Yep.
Now you did your first ABR. What were your thoughts?
I had so much fun. Again, this is my 3rd beer festival of the year. So Winter Dabbler, All Pints, and now Autumn Brew Review. And
you had been to a Winter Dabbler before.
That was my first Winter Dabbler this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that was my first beer festival.
Wow. Okay.
So it is super fun. You get your little glass, you go around and sample all kinds of things, and sometimes you're sampling something that really appeals to you, like the name of this beer or the style of this beer, the flavor that you've listed for this beer really sounds like something I want to drink. sometimes you're branching out thinking, I don't really know if I like this kind of beer, but I'm going to try it because I'm here. And if I don't like it, it's not a big deal.
From a cost perspective, even if you pay $50-$60 for a ticket, if you think about it, if you're going to a brewery and even if you're going to order like a half pour, it's going to be $6.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice way to low pressure, try a bunch of different stuff that you may or may not like. And there used to be a bar called the Happy Gnome over in St. Paul. They had like 72 beers on tap. And I didn't like going there because I always felt really stupid asking questions when the beer tenders were really busy. You know, there were beer styles and different things. I'm like, I don't know what these are. And I'm not going to pay at that time, you know, $5-6 to try a beer that I don't know about.
Yes.
Now, I mean, when places are selling beers for $8-9 a pop, it's kind of a financial.
You don't want to order something you may or may not
like. You know,
like,
oh, I just paid $9 for this beer that I thought I was going to like, and now I don't.
Yeah.
You know, that's why beer festivals are a nice way to like, okay, kind of zero in on what your flavor profiles are. And I know some people have different strategies of how to approach a beer festival. Some people are like, well, I want to start with these types of beers, and once I try all those, then I'll go try all these. And some of them just go like, I'm going to go to the breweries I've never tried before. They sit there and they try all the beers at that brewery that they have on tap. And I mean, there's no real wrong way to do it as long as you're getting home safe.
Yeah. Well, and I think at these festivals too, the person pouring your beer is very likely to be one of the brewers, one of the brewery owners, or just like one of those fun people from the brewery that they can put in that situation. And they will answer questions. They will help you try and figure out what beer is going to be suited to you or what you're going to like. Like they'll help you on your beer journey.
Right. And that's one thing I really appreciate about the guild events is usually you get somebody, whereas like at some of the bigger festivals or like the same day as ABR was the Great American Beer Festival, you know, they just have volunteers who have no concept. They maybe have never even heard of your brewery. At some of the bigger festivals in Minnesota even, like you might go and you might find the owner, you might find the brewer, or you might find just somebody who is like a volunteer or was asked, maybe a friend of the brewery and they may or may not know their stuff. And sometimes I like to kind of converse with the people there. That's why we were talking before we pressed record. I'm like, I don't think I tried that many beers at the festival.
You were doing a lot of talking, Dan.
I'm a talker, so I like to get into the conversation, and I was trying to schedule some podcasts and different things and just reconnect. I always like to try to, when I do podcasts, if I go to a brewery for the first time and have a really nice time, try to reconnect with those people.
Yeah.
And so that's why I probably spent at least 20 minutes at the Clocko Brewing tent as an example, just talking to Andy and his assistant brewer, you know, trying beers and then hanging out.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing I really like about the beer festivals, when the brewers are there or the people that you've met at the brewery are there, it's just really fun to interact.
It's beer hangout day.
It is. And it's just, you know, when the weather's nice, it just makes it all so much more enjoyable. And when the weather is not nice, at least you've got friends to talk to about beer with. So
yes. And you can make friends very easily there because everybody wants to talk about beer.
Yep.
And they will tell you about a beer that they had over there that was really good and make other suggestions. And it's a good community event.
Well, it becomes a point of pride if you try something, you want everybody else to try it.
Yes.
And so you're like trying to always funnel people in the direction of the beers that you really enjoyed. From a beer standpoint, what stuck out to you from the festival?
Oh my goodness, Dan. I had a panic moment when I was starting to think about this because I sampled a lot of different beers. At the beginning, I felt like I was being really good of taking pictures of signage so I would know what I was sampling and I'd be able to remember it. But let's be honest, Dan, you know, a couple samples in, that plan kind of went out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that happens. I mean, I even brought my friend Charles to help, and you know, we had grand plans about getting a lot of footage, a lot of video footage. I was trying out these new
fuzzy microphones,
wireless fuzzy microphones, which I subsequently wound up losing at the festival.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer. So I ordered a replacement one off of Amazon today. You know, I had grand plans of trying to do stuff, and I did a couple really fun interviews. I know we did a nice one with Jeff Ziert at Lupulin talking about their gold medal winning Oktoberfest. Did a couple other a fun one with Matt Holton at Wandering Leaf, and then you get talking and you
need another interview because I recorded the one with you and Jeff at Lupulin, and Charles did the one with you at Wandering Leaf with Matt.
Yep.
And I know Charles was very concerned about me taking his job.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, Charles is really good at social media. He taught me the art of the boomerang, which is I believe is still underutilized feature of social media. But he's always, he knows a lot of people. I mean, he's poured beer at breweries. He used to be involved at Broken Clock, and then he worked at Lakes and Legends for a while. So he knows plenty of people. He's a member of Brewing Change Collaborative, so he knows a lot of people. But then there was one point where he kind of disappeared and went off on his own to live his own best life. And he apologized. I'm like, Charles, this is what beer festivals are.
Yeah.
It's just social time. So you never apologize to somebody for being social. That's great.
Find your joy.
Yeah.
There were some. I did go back and start making a list of things that I remember that I drank that really made me happy. And when I look at my list, it's very much flavored beers.
Yeah.
Like if you tell me that there's cinnamon in this, I'm going to want to drink it and taste cinnamon. And I feel like that's the stuff that I end up
What beer
getting.
had cinnamon in it?
The very first beer that I had of the day was Minnesota, and it was a American brown ale from Fish Dream, which isn't even open yet, but it was a brown ale that was flavored with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And
Okay.
I thought we get in early to this thing, and that was kind of like, that was my breakfast beer.
Yeah, that's a way to think about it. Yeah.
Plus, I really like cinnamon, and if you can work cinnamon into your beer, I'm going to want to drink it.
Yeah. My first beer of the day was from Inver Grove Brewing / Lakeville Brewing. I think they just share a tent because it's a brew pub, so they have two locations, and it was their Hanape Farms. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Hanappe Farms fresh hop ale. It was really good, and they had it on CO2, and they had one that was run through a Randall. Do you know what a hop Randall is?
I do not.
Yeah, well, it's a proprietary thing that was invented by Sam Calagione at Dogfish Head Brewing out from Milton, Delaware. It's basically a device that you can fill with hops and run the beer through the hops, giving it just kind of an extra punch of flavor and aroma as it's being served.
Yeah.
So if you went over there, you'd see what looked like kind of like a blender container without the blade with a bunch of hops kind of running through it, hanging out in there. Those used to be really popular. At festivals, you'd see every place would have a hop Randall. And so it'd be like, oh, come try this beer that we ran through a hop Randall. And sometimes it was like a really interesting new hop, like kind of on the precipice of like the hazy beer craze, and then during it, like, oh, we've got this beer that's already hazy run through a Randall of Galaxy hops, or sometimes it'd be a West Coast beer run through like really juicy hops, or vice versa. I remember I was at a festival one time down at Treasure Island, and Bent Brewstillery was there, and they RIP Bent Brewstillery, but they had a stout called Dark Father, and they ran it through like these like super spicy chilies.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh God, this is not. It was like instant heartburn. I'm like, why would you do that? But people like to have a flavor experience. So
Yep.
But yeah, so that beer run through a hop Randall with more hops that they got from this farm. You know, it's fresh hop season in Minnesota for a very short time, and fresh hop beers are beers that are brewed with hops that are picked from the hop vine and just immediately thrown in the boil, because once you pick a hop, the shelf life is very short, which is why most of the times when you see brewers using hops, they're in pellet form, or they're like dried, kind of scrunched down, like kind of blocks of hop matter, leaves, and things like that. When you throw the whole hop cone in the beer, you extract it. The essence is so much more profound. Now, this happens on the West Coast all the time. I was talking with somebody who was out traveling for hop selection, and they're like, we probably ran into 40 different fresh hop beers when we were out there, because it's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
And they have access to all these hops. But in Minnesota's not a great place to grow hops because it's so windy.
Yeah.
So there aren't that many hop farms in Minnesota, which is why you don't see that many. But the fresh hop at Northbound I think they got their hops from the community hops farm in the neighborhood. So like some places will do a fresh hop beer. But I think it's really fun because it's a neat way to showcase the beer and the hop kind of character in a really unique way.
What I'm picturing in my head is someone walking around with like a big neck strap with a cauldron of boiling water in front of them, tossing hops into it as they go through and pick them.
I mean, that would be an OSHA nightmare, but
are you saying
I'm
that's
sure
not
it's possible.
how it happens?
So there used to be, there still is a brewery called Brow Brothers. They used to have a beer called 100 Yard Dash. And the idea was that it was like 100 yards from their hop fields to their brew kettle. So like their fresh hop beer was called that because it was like a race to get it in there. Because the minute
imagery
you pick
for
a hop,
this is so much better now.
Yeah. So it's like, imagine running like chariots of fire. Imagine a hop picker running slowly with the wind blowing in their hair. The freshest of fresh hops, exuding bitterness, resiny, piney aromas as they run into the brew house. And the water is vigorously boiling, and they chuck the hops. And the hops seem to just levitate slowly and then land in their boiling home, releasing, isomerizing, and making the best beer style possible. So you can imagine that, and wait, how did I get here? I feel like I had this crazy dream. That's essentially what it is. Yeah, the magic in your mind is exactly probably how it plays out in real life.
I love this.
To make a fresh hop beer. So if you're listening to this and you're like, hey, there's a brewery that I go to that they have a fresh hop beer on tap, try it. Try it. You'll like it. So I tried it. Yeah, do it. Fresh hop beers are great. They had 5 different fresh hop beers at ABR. I think I tried at least 2. I tried the Lakeville/Inver Grove one, and then I tried the Castle Danger one. And Castle Danger does their fresh hop beer every year, and it's always a little different because, if you use a different hop, it's going to be different. So
I feel like I should have stuck to you a little bit more because I didn't know any of this stuff was happening.
Did you read my preview article?
I mean, I did, but my brain just
the one thing when I first started going to beer festivals, I'd always go with a group. That's impossible. Like, you can't go to a beer festival with a group of more than 2 or 3 people, or you're going to get separated. And the thing is, if you also know a lot of different people like we do, you get caught up talking, and then you'll be like, oh, I'll meet you here. And then once you break the seal, it's like you add in a bathroom stop. Okay, I gotta go, try to find different stuff. And so I always run into people there, and I always feel really bad because I'm like, oh, it's good to see you, but I have to go over here and try this thing, and it's just hard to keep up with your group. So I think people at beer festivals understand that.
Yeah,
they get it. So
you're gonna get separated.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a couple beers on your own, and then you're gonna maybe eventually meet your people later.
And then you get distracted by llamas. They had llamas there. Did you pet the llamas?
I had 2 different trips over to pet the llamas. I pet them when they were first being paraded in, and then pet them later when we were just kind of walking by, and they're so cool. Yeah,
llamas are I'm always surprised at how calm they are.
Yeah.
They're just so docile and just happy to be around people.
There were 2 that seemed very mellow, and then there was one that seemed a little bit sassy and the Spitfire llama of the group. That one was definitely posing for some pictures and just kind of nudging at people, and I love the llamas.
Yeah, they're so fun. I would their fur is so soft yet thick. I'm like, wow, how do they stay comfortable when it's hot?
They just got to stand around and chill all day.
Yeah.
The other cool thing that was there that I'm not sure you ever went over and did, there was iceless curling, Dan.
Yeah.
It was one of the first things. So I was walking around a lot with Laura from Boom Island, who was on our last episode. I think we might have been the first people over there to try the iceless curling, and we got to talk with Jill from Curling Connections. She's got this big inflatable curling, I don't know what you call it, curling mat, curling.
Well, it's normally a sheet of ice.
Well, it's normally ice.
Yeah, but I have no idea what you call it.
I don't know what you call
the pitch. Is it the curling pitch? Maybe
we can call it that.
We'll call it the curling pitch.
If someone wants to correct us, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think we were the first people to go over there and try it out, and she gave us the whole rundown of how you do curling communities, curling leagues. She gave us so much information. It was so cool. I could have sat there and just done that all day.
Yeah. Look, I didn't go over and do it. I saw it was very good. So you're good at finding the stuff that is good to video, because you did such a nice video recap of the whole thing, and that was really neat. And the curling was featured in there, and you're just very good at editing it, making it real tight, real nice. But it's a very Instagrammable activity.
It's very fun.
Yeah. So you just roll the thing. You don't really need to sweep because there's
no sweeping on that, because there's no the sweeping is for extra friction to kind kind of
to
help
get it to
guide
right
the rock
yeah,
where you
okay.
want it to go. So no sweeping on that. I
Okay.
asked if you could do it just for fun, and she said yes, but it wasn't like a you should
She's like,
totally
oh, you're
do
one
that.
of those that want to do the
Yeah.
sweeper.
Yeah.
Every time I go to a festival, somebody wants to sweep the air.
And I guess I've seen her advertise for doing that kind of thing at a couple of different breweries.
Yeah.
Which seems like that would be a fun thing to go to and just like try it out one night. But it sounds like she also does other corporate kind of events or like team building things for your work people.
Yeah.
Like she'll come in and bring up that whole setup and everybody gets to try it and play or do
Yeah.
like a little challenge thing.
Yeah, I saw. I mean, it's a good thing to. It's a nice thing to have at a beer festival because, like,
Yeah.
sometimes if you want to take a break or go do something, it's there.
It's an extra fun little thing.
And I think at beer festivals, people's attention spans are pretty short too, so you're not going to have to wait
What?
to try to get on there. And people just like walking around doing different stuff. Every year, I say I'm going to go over to the area and make a s'more. I never do.
I knew that there was a s'mores pit. I even knew where it was. I never went over there, and I have deep regrets.
Yeah. What's your? So I think I was 38 years old or 38 years young. When I realized that a s'more did not have to just be a graham cracker and a piece of Hershey's chocolate with a melted marshmallow. I went to a party once.
Are
and
you
they,
having fancy s'mores?
Yeah.
Oh.
And now I'll still eat a regular s'more, but if I am making s'mores, I bring different stuff.
What are you
Elevated
bringing?
ingredients. Okay, so why are you're judging me?
Well-
You're non-verbally, you're like, what are you?
No,
So,
I'm curious.
so you can use different types of cookies, like shortbread cookies. Do you know, like,
Instead of the graham cracker?
yeah. And I'm glad you're sitting down because the next thing I'm going to tell you is going to blow your mind. You don't just have to use Hershey's chocolate. They make thin Reese's peanut butter cups that you can use. York peppermint patties are good. Any Ghirardelli chocolate, the caramel ones on the inside, the dark chocolate, the white chocolate, any of those work great. You can do all new things. And now when you make a s'more, are you a one marshmallow kind of a lady or
No,
a
I
two?
want 2 marshmallows.
Yeah. Okay. I knew that. I knew you were gonna be smart. I don't think I could do a beer podcast with somebody who
With a
only
one
wanted
marshmallower?
with a one marshmallow, single mallow, hit the road because you need that heat. Are you?
What about, have you done gourmet marshmallows?
Well, you could. I was gonna say you could get all sorts of different ones.
Yeah.
And so you can get the real fancy kind.
Yeah.
and I'm one of those people that everybody makes fun of me for how I roast my marshmallows, but I like find the area, and it takes me a long while because I want it golden brown, completely gooey. I look at some people and they they're ready, or they set it aflame. Are you oh no.
Dan, I don't have the patience for this kind of stuff. My marshmallow is going in. I am setting it on fire. I am letting it burn. I'm getting the outside all nice and crispy. The inside's still going to be gooey. And
Closed
then
circuit to the FBI. All those unsolved arsonists, I might have an idea who set the fires. That's crazy. Okay, I mean, the one thing about that is you do get like the maximum caramelization, but it's also too burnt.
no, that's not a thing. I don't have time for this slow burn marshmallow situation.
Yowza.
Listen,
Okay.
I just had s'mores last night, and
Yeah.
prior to I had to go get s'mores ingredients before we could do all of this at a gas station. So there's kind of limited options. It's like
Right.
grab what you can.
Yep.
The Hershey bars, just like a single Hershey bar, was ridiculously priced at the gas station. So I was kind of looking at what if you did a peanut butter cup
Yeah.
or did these other candy kinds of things. But then I was, nope, the people I'm with seem like very traditional s'mores people. Let's not mess this up.
Yeah. I've got another thing for you.
But I could have changed it
You
up.
can also use peeps. They have Halloween peeps out now. You could have a bonfire and get some Halloween peeps. And what happens is the little sugar on the outside of the peep caramelizes. It's almost like a creme brulee situation.
I don't generally like peeps, but now that I'm thinking about setting them on fire, they seem more appealing.
Courtney has a look in her eye that I've not seen before. We might have a problem.
I'd like to burn the peeps, please.
Yes. That's how you wind up on some sort of a government watch list.
Well,
I'm going to stop talking about wanting to burn stuff.
I can't unsay it.
That's right. I've never made a s'more there. One of these years, I'll make a s'more at the beer festival because they have fire pits and everything.
Yeah.
They had some good music. I couldn't tell you who the musicians were. I just
He was good.
Now you, speaking of musicians,
Oh, Dan.
you,
Oh, Dan.
You saw one of your favorite musicians there.
Listen, I've talked about this a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bands, no, not one of, my favorite band in the Twin City area is very easily Grunge Unplugged. I have been to many of their shows. I look at their calendar, I'm like, that's a convenient brewery. I'm going there. I have dragged people with me to go see these shows. I don't know if this is my thing, but it's my thing and you're coming with me, so this is what's
A couple weeks
happening.
ago, they were at the Twin Cities Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
We
They were fantastic.
We listened to them for quite a while. It was good.
They did a great job. And it wasn't even the original three guys. They had a woman sitting in with them because one of the other guys couldn't be there, and it's still fantastic. They're just a good time. It's grunge covers, some other not necessarily grunge music from that time that they mix in.
Yeah, they'll do some different covers. It's not all like strictly grunge,
but it's all super fun. It's acoustic. They're singing. Everybody ends up singing with them, and people end up dancing, and it's always just a really super fun time.
Yeah.
So I like going to see them. I don't make eye contact with them. I will take pictures of them. I will take videos of them. I will have the best time ever listening to them. But I don't engage with the band.
You know, I mentioned earlier that you want to avoid getting on a government watch list, but it just seemed that. Can I borrow that shovel when you're done with it?
And I will admit, I saw one of them at Autumn Brew Review, and I got really excited. And I know I nudged Laura. I'm like, that's the Grunge Unplugged guy. I would see him walking around occasionally. I was with you at a tent, and you were talking to someone, and I saw him off in the distance, and I maybe took a picture over your shoulder, like I'm taking a picture of Dan, but really I'm taking a picture of the guy that's back there behind Dan.
Closed circuit to Grunge Unplugged guy. At the next concert, you got to bring Courtney up on stage.
Absolutely
like Bruce Springsteen did that concert that was actually filmed in Minnesota when he brought Courtney Cox up there for Dancing in the Dark. Now, maybe you can get, I don't know if does Grunge Unplugged ever do a Bruce Springsteen song?
I don't know that they do. I don't know that's in their repertoire.
Because I have done this. People have heard the story. I'm a big Bruce fan. I followed him around a museum once for 2.5 hours. So I totally understand the admiration that one can have for a musician when you see them out in the wild.
So I saw him there. I knew he was there. I would never go up and talk to him because I can't do that. But we were all going to leave and we were going to walk down the street to a different bar after the festival. We're kind of at the bathroom so people can pee or whatever before we leave. And I see him and there's eye contact made. And I don't know who said something first, but it went both directions with me saying Grunge Unplugged and him saying beer lady.
Beer lady, I love that.
I don't know which order it was in. I don't want to think about it, but there was recognition.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And then I ended up being just a mess of a puddle on the floor.
That's good, beer lady.
I don't really know what happened after that. I know that I hugged him and the woman who was with him.
Classic.
I had a moment, Dan.
Classic Courtney. I mean, if I ever meet Sofia Vergara in the wild, it'll be very similar to that.
Yeah.
Beer guy.
Yeah.
Colombian goddess lady. I'm a big fan.
And then I was just really excited about it for the rest of the night. Like,
yeah. Were we at Grumpy's when you're like, Dan, I saw the Grunge. Like, yes. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
It's always good. Always good to have those moments. And they happen at beer festivals all the time.
And well, the beer festival was great on its own, and I can say so many wonderful things about it. That was the highlight of my day.
Until that time I met the Grunge Unplugged guy. And there was a beer festival
There was a
too.
beer festival, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always a fun festival. I hope it continues. It was, such a nice venue, such a nice time of year. It's a busy time of year. I know some people online were commenting like, seemed like they were expecting more people. And I think they would have liked to have sold more tickets, but I think it was a good time. People had fun. Breweries seemed to be enjoying themselves. So
I had a blast.
yeah, the beer lady had a great time. She was ready to set the city on fire after seeing the Grunge Unplugged folks. So that was good. Next time make sure you buy the twine for your pretzel necklaces that's flame retardant, just in case Courtney's around.
Yep, be careful.
There were a lot of good stuff there. I want to give a couple of beers that stood out to me that I want to give some shout outs to. One of them was the Autumn Skies Laurentian Lager from Klockow Brewing. Klockow Brewing is up in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. I ventured up there this past summer and did a whole podcast. And you can find that if you listen to a One Pint Stand. It's in the queue of shows. We had a good time. So it's a Pilsner. It has a little smoke in there.
Ooh.
So that was really tasty. I'm not typically a fan of smoke.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little goes a long way, but it was just like the perfect amount.
I like a light smoke flavor.
And that's exactly what it was. It almost felt like you were drinking a Pilsner by a campfire.
Oh.
So that was really good.
That's a good description.
Yeah.
I like that. What else did you have that really stuck out?
I mentioned the fresh hot beer from Invergrove / Lakeville Brewing. And of course, for me, it's not a beer festival in the fall without a pumpkin beer. And Town Hall brought Petunia's Pumpkin. Oh, that beer. My God. You know,
It's so good.
it's so good and it's so perfect for me. I know that not everybody loves pumpkin beers, but Charles hates pumpkin beers and he tried it. He's like, yeah, that's actually pretty good.
We
And
have
I'm like,
video evidence.
yeah.
We caught him.
They do a small batch of it every year. Comes out around this time. I hope it's still on tap. Just so perfect. It has pumpkin in it. Some beers, you love the pumpkin pie
Yes.
from Boom Island. That doesn't have any pumpkin in it. It has pumpkin spices.
Spice. Yeah.
But I think it's technically an amber ale. But pumpkin beers were historically one of the first beer styles in the U.S. in the colonies because that was one of the ingredients that they had brought over from England.
Yeah.
And they used pumpkin in the beer. And so I think it's kind of cool. It's a beer style I've always liked. It's a good fall seasonal, but it's very polarizing. If you go to Town Hall and you like pumpkin beers, make sure you get the Petunia's Pumpkin because it's fantastic.
Charles approved.
Charles approved pumpkin beer. You don't hear that every day.
No, you sure
Yeah.
don't. There were some other beers there. Heavy Rotation. I saw this on their sign.
Yeah.
It was a German light lager infused with Mountain Dew. It's
Yeah.
called Do the Brew. I don't like Mountain Dew. I'm not a soda drinker. Even if I were to drink a soda, it's for sure not going to be a Mountain Dew. I don't know that that's ever been my preferred soda ever
Yeah.
in my life. But again, you're at a beer festival. You can try whatever you want, and maybe you like it, maybe you don't. So I tried it because that seemed a little unusual.
Yeah.
I tried it. It was so good.
I mean, I could see that being good.
I
Yeah.
was surprised at how much I liked it for not liking a Mountain Dew flavor.
Well, Heavy Rotation, they do a nice job with flavors all around in their beers, in their seltzers, and different things like their purple stuff. You waxed poetic about that after All Pints.
Again, not a flavor I like,
Yeah.
but I drink that. I'm like,
Right.
wait a minute.
But if it's hot and it's refreshing, like sometimes that's all you need. But yeah, Heavy Rotation does great stuff. I really like what they have.
It was really good. I liked
yeah,
that one.
Yeah. Did you get over to try the Loose Line Animal Style
No.
IPA? That was really good. So it's actually, I don't know if it technically qualifies as an IPA. It has the body of a pale ale because it's 5%, but it had the hop power of a full-blown IPA. And Loose Line does a lot of styles really well, but I think their IPAs are really where they shine.
Yeah.
And Animal Style, so they had a burger festival. So Animal Style is like In-N-Out Burger, how you're supposed to order your fries. And I got so much shit from people when I went to San Diego a couple years back, and I took a picture of my In-N-Out burger with my fries.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the hell? You didn't get an Animal Style? I don't know what the
Wait, what is Animal Style?
So I think it's just like with chili and cheese. I don't even
Oh.
know. It's not on the menu. So how am I supposed to know you're supposed to order it a certain way? I don't know.
is there like a guidebook to eating an In-N-Out burger that I should be aware of?
I thought some people have it, but I did not. And I thought it was good. I liked my fries regular. Also, I'm not going to put anything on fries that makes them soggy.
Oh,
Some
no,
people
I'm putting
love
chili on mine.
well, yeah. I mean, what is that?
Or the poutine that we had
Yeah,
at
the poutine
Northbound.
fries at Northbound.
So good.
And so poutine to me is like I could take it or leave it. I like cheese curds on their own. I like fries on their own. I'm not a gravy person. I don't like gravy. I know it's weird. I love a chili dog
Yeah.
or a Coney Island. Coney Island chili dog, not the same thing. And that is the hill I will die on. But I probably wouldn't have liked Animal Style. Anyhow,
But
Animal Style is the
Style
name
is
of
a
the beer.
beer.
And I would pour that on my fries. So,
Okay,
it's
that
all
doesn't
just
seem like a good idea,
yeah,
Dan.
well, did you ever have anybody that went to Wendy's and would dip their fries in like their Frosty?
Me. That's
Oh.
the only reason I would
Yeah?
ever go to Wendy's was so I
Okay.
could get a Frosty and dip my fries in it.
Yeah, so that concept of like,
I cared nothing else
Yeah.
about the rest of their food.
I like the quarter pound double stacks. Is that what they're called? I like the squares.
No.
It's kind of different.
Frosty and fries, that's all I want.
I don't think you'll be able to find Animal Style at the tap room because I talked to Brent, their kind of lead salesperson, and he's like, yeah, we're pretty much all sold out of it already. If they ever do it again, which I'm sure they will, because it was as the kids say, it was a real banger of a beer. And it definitely was an 11 on the Riz scale.
Oh my
Am I
God,
saying
what is
that
happening right now?
Yes, I'm sure they'll brew it again sometime down the road. It was fantastic. It was just great.
I'm sad I missed that.
I told Brent I was going to go back and do a video because they also had their big stout that I was like, let's do a video later and drink it, and I forgot. So
So that first beer that I had, the Minnesota that was at Fish Streams, what I wanted there was they had a collaboration with Trove that was a cherry sour.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm ordering the Minnesota thinking I'm coming back here later for that cherry sour. Never made it.
Yeah, it's just like, the best laid plans. Sometimes it just, you can't do it all. Once you stop to talk to people and you start going down that rabbit hole, 5 hours goes by real quick.
Was it 5 hours?
Well, I mean, it was probably more. I mean, I got there before noon and it ended at 5. So, 5 plus.
It didn't feel that long.
No, but that's the sign of a good time. It's like when the time goes by.
It's true.
Conversely, when you have a tax preparation appointment, that usually feels like, we squeezed every minute out of this orange. So it's just all perspective.
It was a really good time then because it seemed like a very short amount of time.
Yeah, it seemed like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're headed to the yacht club, which I'd never been to before.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a neat little, I don't know if it qualifies as a dive bar or not.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so
It's
dive
beautiful.
bar. Yeah, I think we had hams. I think we had a hams there. Something. Then some of us went to Centro for a Crunchwrap Supreme, which growing up I was never really a big Taco Bell guy. I was more of a McDonald's if I was doing fast food. The Crunchwrap Supreme at Centro is really good.
Super good.
Very, very crunchy, like a elevated version of what you'd have at Taco Bell. And then after that we went to Grumpy's.
Yeah.
And so it was a fun time had by all. Already got my paper chain for next year. I think it's like 358 days till the next ABR.
Oh, I need that countdown.
I was really impressed I was able to do that math in my head on the fly.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Can't math it to tell you if you were wrong, so I'm just going to go with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ABR was a really fun time. And again, thank you to the Minnesota Craft Brewers Guild for giving us passes so we can go and have a really, really nice time and get around and talk to people. It's a big guild fundraiser, and I think the breweries in the Minnesota Craft Brewers Guild are doing great things. And we also had some Minnesota breweries win some hardware
While we were there.
at the Great American Beer Festival in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
We had 2 gold medal winners. It was Lupulin Brewing for their Oktoberfest Martzen style beer, and it was Northbound Smokehouse and Brew Pub won gold for their Eisbach, the second year in a row
That's crazy.
that they've done that. And then Black Stack Brewing won a bronze for their Slopes French Pilsner, and Prize Brewing won a silver for their Raspberry Sour Idle Forest. I don't know exactly what the name is, but that was the beer. So not bad for Minnesota to win some awards.
It was actually kind of fun to be at the festival when this was happening because people would start talking about, did you hear? Did you hear?
Yeah, it was really exciting. Yeah, it was fun to run into. Jeff was at ABR. Andy from Northbound was out in Denver. And I stopped by Northbound 2 days ago. What day is it?
It's
I was there on
Saturday.
Wednesday. Yeah, that's
It was a few.
a couple days ago. They got this. I had to hear the story of him going up on stage and accepting the medal. So it's kind
That's
of
so exciting.
It's kind of a funny story. So, but yeah, it was good. I'm really proud. Anytime a Minnesota brewery wins an award, it's pretty exciting and very well deserved.
Absolutely.
They don't just give those things away either.
No.
You have to be a really good beer. I mean, we're at Arbiter. They have a gold medal for their Ha Ha Pills. They've also won a World Beer Cup gold for their Ha Ha Pills, which is really hard to do. So
Yeah, I love that. And I love, I've met some of those people now. And they're just really nice, really good people. And it's fun seeing them recognized for their work.
yeah, and for the most part, I would say that brewers are pretty humble people. Like Aaron from here is very humble. Brewers don't. I said for the most part. It's always the exception. I mean, a lot of the ones that I know, they're very humble, and they're like, no, it's the whole team and everything. It's like, you could be a little braggadocious about this.
Like,
'Cause,
that's your beer.
This is your beer, and yeah, it's a group effort, obviously, but came up with the recipe and did it, and
You made it happen.
good stuff.
Yay, Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. Dan, you also had a yay moment earlier this week because you had a brew
I got the
day.
Wordle in too. It was amazing. No.
Not that kind of good day.
Yeah, I brewed a beer.
Just say that again. Say it again.
I brewed a beer.
Yeah.
With Josh at Heavy Rotation. It's going to be a Belgian Dark Strong, and it's a great style. So Belgian Dark Strong, aka Belgian Quads, are a Belgian style of beer. Obviously, I kind of always liked beers from Heavy Rotation, even before I kind of got to know Josh. And Josh he's just a great human being.
Yeah.
Let's just start off there. On Thursday, when I was brewing the beer, he was really patient and took the time to explain kind of every step of the way. I have a rudimentary understanding of the brewing process, but every brewery is a little different.
Yeah.
So Heavy Rotation is on the smaller end of the scale. There you have a 3.5 barrel brew house. I've brewed on a couple professional sized brew houses. I brewed a beer up at Lupulin. I actually brewed 2 beers with Lupulin many years ago on their 10 barrel system. And then through Brewing Change Collaborative, we brewed a beer at Modest on their mash filter system, which was really big. And then way back in the day, back when I used to write for a different beer blog that no longer really exists, although they still occupy internet space, I, with Eric, who I also brewed the beers at Lupulin with, brewed a very small batch of beer. I think it was 1 barrel. So 30 gallons of beer. It was a oatmeal milk stout.
Ooh.
Or no, it was just a milk stout. There was no oatmeal. It was oatmeal. Why do I keep saying that?
You really want it to be
I've got
oatmeal.
a wire cross. I'm like, maybe I had oatmeal before I went and brewed it. It was a milk stout that Eric Wentling had won awards with when he homebrewed, and we brewed it with Derek Brown at the time. He was the head brewer at Tin Whiskers, R.I.P. Tin Whiskers. I do miss that place. And we brewed it. It was a March Mole stout. So we put ancho chili peppers in the beer, and it turned out real nice.
I want that.
It was so good. It was very akin to this Gochu stout, kind of
Yeah.
that same kind of a concept. At Lupulin, the beers we brewed a Belgian double and a Belgian triple. The double they actually entered in Great American Beer Festival in 2017, which is how I got to go out there with Eric.
Oh, that's so cool.
They got us brewers passes. Man,
You're a brewer, Dan.
I'm good at pouring the grain in, good at stirring the grain, but I don't understand. I was sitting there when giving Josh some ideas, but like he formulated the entire recipe. When I got there, he had everything all set up, all the beer mise en place.
Yeah.
So he got Belgian candy sugar, several different types. Got Belgian candy sugar syrup. Had all the grains ready to go. There were a bunch of different grains in there, and he's like, "Go ahead and taste the grains as you want and see what they're like." And just a really fun time. Mahad also came up and hung out. So the three of us just like hung out for the morning and just had a good time. And so that beer is probably going to take 4 to 6 weeks to kind of ferment and be ready. And when it does, we're going to do a live show of a 1 pint stand up at Heavy Rotation, and there'll be a beer release party. And I'm very excited about it. I love that style. It's a style that you don't see very often. I think when people hear Belgian beers, that's very polarizing. Unfortunately, there's a lot of breweries that do Belgian beers not very well. And so I think that's also a reason why people don't seek them out like they used to. I'm pretty stoked. And again, I want to thank Josh and Ken from Heavy Rotation for wanting to kind of partner up.
Yeah.
And I think it's really fun. So we'll see how it turns out. I know it's going to be good because Josh came up with a recipe and his beers are great. So
I really wanted to skip out on work on Thursday so I could come up and just watch all of this.
It was
But
a good time.
Instead, I was just watching the videos that you were posting on Instagram of what was happening, and you, Dan, you just had such a happy face. Like that you looked like you were having an amazing time.
Oh yeah, it was very fun. And so one little new thing I learned, and so Josh learned this from Tom Berg, R.I.P. Tom Berg. Tom Berg positively affected so many people in the Minnesota brewing industry. Tom had this thing when he was brewing a collab. He'd take some of the wort out of the kettle once it was hot and mix it with a little whiskey. So we had a wort hot toddy with the wort from the beer that we brewed. So that was pretty gosh darn good. I think I might. I would recommend that to brewers who are listening. Give that a try. It's all right. It's
I
pretty
like
good.
this.
Yeah, we had a nice time. So
When am I going to see this on the menu somewhere?
well, it'd be tough to be on the menu, but like if you're at a brew day, you have whiskey. Be like, hey, let's make a
Just do a little thing.
hot toddy here. So that was pretty fun and neat. Of course, Tom would come up with such a good idea.
Yeah.
So many people miss him, myself included. So yeah, so the brew day was a success. It was a lot of fun.
I'm really excited to taste,
Yeah.
to drink what you guys came
Yeah,
up with.
yeah, and Josh said there's a chance that might be on tap at my holiday party. So that's also very exciting. So
It's all happening.
everything's coming up Millhouse.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, I think that wraps it up for us today.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
If you're looking to find me, you can search a One Pint Stand, and I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Mastodon, and TikTok. And if you want to read my written content, you can go to aonepintstand.com, find my articles, find the list of all the podcast episodes, and listen to your heart's content. That's where it all is.
All the things. I still don't know what Mastodon is.
Yeah, one of my Patreon supporters requested that I do a Mastodon thing because that's his preferred. So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta start a.
What is it?
It's like an offshoot. Remember when Elon Musk bought Twitter and a bunch of people left Twitter?
Oh yeah.
So it's like a Blue Sky or just
Okay.
another social media platform. I don't know because I can never. It's not in my rotation. I found myself going to Blue Sky a lot because that's
Yeah.
where a lot of the beer writers that I followed on Twitter went.
Yes.
So they went to Blue Sky. So, but
Oh,
yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Where can people find you, Courtney?
Well, Dan.
In the crowd at a Grunge Unplugged concert.
Yeah, that's really it.
Oh,
Except-
speaking of which, Grunge Unplugged is going to be playing up at Heavy Rotation. They're up at Heavy Rotation a lot.
they're going to be up there for Halloween, and then I think they have a Grungemas that they're doing at Heavy Rotation. I mean, there's a lot of other places they're playing in
Courtney
the middle
has
too,
all the
but
dates. She's taking out a 5-subject notebook, and it's filled to the brim. College ruled, everything. Got the dates, the locations, the times.
Except now there was eye contact made. I talked to Willard. I'm
Now
gonna
you're
be
the beer
like,
lady.
No,
Now you are on a government watch
I'm
list.
going to be hiding in the corner, so you're not actually going to see me there. I will be hiding.
Don't worry, I got a plan. I told a student one time that one time I went to a wedding reception with my wife for one of her coworkers, and I wasn't super duper thrilled to go, and I brought a fake mustache.
Oh.
And so I put it on after the ceremony at the reception. I went up to the bar and put it on and came back like nothing happened. And she looked at me like she wanted to kill me. And her coworkers were looking at me. They're like, has he had a mustache the whole time? And it was a really fun social experiment. So I have a bunch of mustaches, fake mustaches. So you
can I
just,
borrow
yeah,
one?
you could just borrow that, go incognito. Wear
Wait,
like
can
a
I borrow
hat.
one for a mustache and then 2 for eyebrows?
Sure.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
We got it's Halloween. It's planned. It's a plan.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the Halloween one should be easy. I can just put a full-on mask on. Let's do the mustache thing for Grungemas.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll do it.
I like this plan. This
Yeah.
is feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
I like being incognito.
Yes.
So you can find me on Instagram at the Brewery Adventure. Make sure you put the in front of Brewery
Yeah.
Adventure. Otherwise,
Can I ask a weird question?
Yeah.
What happens if you... What is Brewery Adventure?
I don't know, but it's not
Okay,
me.
okay.
It's not us.
All right.
It's a different adventure, Dan.
Just a couple schmoes
Maybe
doing
I
a
should.
brewery adventure.
Maybe they want to hang out with us.
Well,
I should check on that. I'm going to check
Yeah.
on that. Next episode, I will have checked on that.
let's hope they're not Dahmer-like.
Oh.
It could be, you never know.
Dan, you're making some anxiety kick in right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm not. Maybe this reaching out to them thing is not a great idea.
Yeah. If we do it,
Stranger
we'll have to be
danger.
wearing our fake mustaches.
Yeah. Fake mustaches and fake eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or I could just
Instagram.
shave mine to make it look like I naturally have 2. But that's another story for another time.
You don't have a unibrow.
Well, that's kind of you to say. It's because we're in low lighting now.
God.
It doesn't shimmer like it. Anywho.
Instagram at The Brewery Adventure. Or you can go to thebreweryadventure.com or email me, Courtney, at thebreweryadventure.com. Those are all the places.
Yes, all the places.
Dan, your beer's empty. We need to go get your new one.
Yes, sounds good to me. Well, this has been fun.
This has been fun. Thank you, Arviter, who hosted us, even though they didn't realize it.
Yeah, that's right. That's the nice thing. When you plug in, you get your mixer going, you look official. So,
yeah, we look super official over
we
here.
We do. We got headphones on and everything. So.
I'm sure they're excited to have us here.
Yes, all right. Good times.
All right, that is it for us. You can catch us next time on the Brewery Adventure.
Cheers.
Cheers. Still kind of a low clink.
Yeah, and that's bad luck now.
Oh, shit.
Start over now.
Damn.
All right.